there, this is Krisha again. Welcome back to my channel on how to analyze research papers. Before we get into this video, remember to drop a like here and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for all of my future videos. And without further ado, let's get started. So in this video, I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at this article, Psychological Benefits of Sports and Physical Activities, from the British Journal of Education, Society and Behavioral Science. This article is actually part of the AP Seminar Stimulus Packet. And as I took AP Seminar this past year, I went through these articles like a ton of times. So I thought it might be interesting to discuss a few of them. So for this one, we're going to go over the abstract, and it was one of the more scientific articles in the stimulus packet. Although it wasn't super complicated, the strategies I used to break this down still apply for pretty much any paper. So yeah, let's get into it. So it's called the Psychological Benefits of Sports and Physical Activities. So the title itself is pretty straightforward. So they're talking about, as they say here, metabolic and cognitive functions that are improved by and after physical exercise, sports, anything along those lines. So yeah, okay, just diving into this abstract, it's saying that growing evidence is converging to suggest that different metabolic and cognitive functions are improved by and after physical exercise. That gives us a general overview of what the article is going to be talking about, much as the title itself does. Then it goes on to say, they include prevention of certain mood impairments, such as depression, strengthening of the immune system to cope with certain diseases, or reducing stress subjective perception, and disability causes by specific pain. Okay, so in that sentence, they're essentially listing three things there. And they're listing different ways that physical exercise can help with different metabolic and cognitive functions. So I just went ahead and listed them out over here. They, number one, talk about mood impairments. Physical exercise can help to decrease mood impairments. It can strengthen the immune system. And it can, what they're saying in the third point is essentially alter pain perception. So we can pretty much gather from the sentence that these are the 3 points they are going to be focusing on throughout the rest of the article. So let's go on after that. It says, in this last sense, the discomfort threshold has been demonstrated to be modified in habitual sportsmen and sportswomen being more resistant to pain. So the sentence essentially tells us that their last point, that physical exercise can alter pain perception and perhaps decrease specific pain, they are saying that this conclusion was drawn from the fact that habitual sportsmen and sportswomen are more resistant to pain, and therefore it can be implied that that is possibly because of the exercise. They then say that physical activity acts on many metabolic aspects, and we will expose in this review article 3 of these pillars of action with examples and scientific references. On the other hand, variables such as frequency and pace of physical exercises are important to consider for possible health profits. So basically what that means here is that another thing that they are going to be considering throughout the article is frequency and pace of physical exercises. For example, how rigorous is an exercise if someone does 5 jumping jacks versus if they're like a marathon runner? Obviously, you're not going to have the same metabolic and cognitive improvements in both due to exercise. So they're going to be judging frequency and pace of physical exercises, maybe even things like the type of physical exercise, like whether it's like aerobic activity, maybe that plays a role as well. So there's a lot of different aspects that need to be considered. You can't just generalize as physical exercise because obviously that's going to depend based on the type of regimen that is being practiced. And then they go on to say, in this sense, seconds, minutes, and repetitions of each specific exercise are of much importance for its accurate benefits and for taking into account to design a proper working out sport training routine. So basically, they're going to be measuring physical activity by seconds, minutes, and repetitions of specific exercises. So just as we said in the previous sentence, that the type of exercise, the frequency of the exercise, the rigor of the exercise might change the benefits. They are going to be quantifying those changes based on seconds, minutes, and repetitions. And using that, they're going to be designing a proper working out sport training routine to maximize metabolic and cognitive improvements from physical exercise. So, although for this particular article, I did have the benefit of hindsight just because I was familiar with this article from the AP Seminar stimulus packet, the techniques I went over are pretty much the same ones I used when I was reading them for the first time. I'll also drop a link to the actual stimulus packet below if you want to check it out. And if you're planning to take AP Seminar at any point as part of the AP Capstone program, I recommend it. I'm going into AP Research next year, and yeah, it's been a fun time, so hope to see you in the next video, and stay curious.